I think living up country is a very big shift. First of all, you're more relaxed. I think, I don't know whether it's the environment or the air or just the peace and the silence. You're able to communicate even better. You're not stressed, you're not rushed, you're not anxious. I think in the cities there's a lot of anxiety. You wake up every day, first of all, you're fighting the traffic, you're not sure what will happen. But here it's very peaceful and you plan your time. Even some of the diseases that you have started experiencing, maybe your knees are hurting a little bit.
Oh, tell me about it.
Your knees are hurting a little bit,
Yes.
You wake up with a constant headache. When you go to a place where that pressure is not there, your body immediately start to feel the change.
Yes.
Yeah, you're more at peace. You sleep better. Definitely, the sleep quality is better. I think the quality of air. You're just relaxed. You're in your natural setting. Employment doesn't have to be the only way because we all can't be employed. We've seen year on year the influx from people coming from colleges is growing higher and higher. There's less and less employment. AI has now come, it's even going to cut away more jobs, so we have to find other ways, innovative ways of keeping ourselves busy and having a life outside of what has been sold to us traditionally. And I remember from your first video, you said that he who feeds you controls you.
Yes.
So if you allow someone else to feed you, whatever narrative they sell you, they will always control you because there is a risk of, if I don't feed you, then where will you go? But if you feed yourself, then you have freedom. Yes.
Hi everyone, welcome to another beautiful episode of Slow, Intentional and Conscious Living. Yeah, this is me sitting in a very beautiful place in Makueni, and guys, when I tell you Makueni has views, I'm not lying. I hope you can see these very beautiful views that we captured with the team on our way here, and this place is absolutely beautiful. Before we start, I really want to say thank you to everyone who has joined us in this journey. I won't lie. Ever since I started doing these episodes and just covering people who have gone back to the village and people who are reclaiming their identity through the soil, I have sensed, even me, I'm very much more relaxed. By the way, Mimi sina stress. I go to the shoots and I feel like I want to stay there forever and ever. So I really want to thank everyone that has joined us on this journey. And today I want to bring you a story of this incredible family who have decided, you know what, Lynn, we can go back to the soil and we can do amazing things. They have all sorts of fruits, and I will let her just walk us through that journey and also tell us how has life been and what advice does she have for someone who would want to go back to the village or someone who want to start this journey with us. So allow me to let her introduce herself so that she can be able to encourage us with her story. And I hope at the end of the day you are motivated and you can be able to also take a risk and go and develop that piece of land that you have. And not forgetting, a lot of you have asked me, Lynn, okay, we want to join this journey, but we do not have any pieces of land. Is there anyone you can recommend? You know, we have Hekalu Properties for you. They have great pieces of land in Konza, and we have covered previous episodes with them. So just call them and I'm sure they will guide you into acquiring a piece of land for yourself. So now, without further ado, allow me to let this beautiful woman introduce herself so that she can be able to walk us through her journey of reclaiming her identity through the soil. And how are you?
Very well, thank you, Lynn.
Hii Happy New Year nilisema tunaacha kusema March. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, Lynn.
Yes, how is January?
Fantastic. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Yes.
Under the hot Makueni sun.
Yeah.
Welcome once again.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful place. And thank you for the warm welcome that you extended to our team. We had pawpaws and we were like, why do these pawpaws not taste the same? You know, they taste so amazing. But I want us to get into our conversation of the day. Maybe before that, could you introduce yourself, tell our people what you do and what is happening around us?
Fantastic.
Yes.
So my name is Anne Baka. we are sitting in a place in Makueni County,
Yeah.
just below the Nzio Hills, and I'm an intentional farmer.
Yeah.
I started this journey about 13 years ago with my family. They are sitting on the right-hand side there watching.
Yes.
And first of all, it started as a hobby. I wouldn't say it started as a business. It started as we have a fairly big tract of land, and we are not utilizing it. So what do? Let's grow some oranges. But again, we were caught in the trap of Nairobi. Nairobi 5 days, 2 days in the country. But over time, we started seeing its potential. We grow various types of fruits. We have pixie tangerines. We have oranges.
Yes.
We do a bit of pawpaw, has, and fuerte avocados, and a bit of lemon as well, and mangoes, which is the crop of the season, the fruit of the season now.
Yes.
So basically, that's what we've been doing. And as I said, started back 13 years ago, but it's after COVID, when 2019 came and we were locked in various places, and there was a very high demand for citrus fruit because they told us now you need very high levels of vitamin C to be able to fight the infection. And now people started looking everywhere for lemons and oranges. And because we were locked on this side, then we took an interest to actually put more focus on growing especially the citrus fruit. And that's what I think has brought us here today.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I know we are going to go deeper into this conversation, but you mentioned something. You were caught into the trap of Nairobi. And I remember having a conversation with your husband earlier on. And, you know, he was talking about how we were meant to believe that Nairobi was the end goal, you know. Yours is to just grow in the village, but if you want opportunities, then you have to definitely make it to Nairobi. How was that like? And when did this shift in mindset for you happen?
Okay. So, well, obviously, so we grow up, we finish school, you go to college and you're told your, I think, purpose in life is to grow up, go to school, get an education, go find your job, get your salary, work whatever number of years, retire peacefully, take whatever handshake you'll be offered and go back home. But in about 2010, that's when slowly we started seeing that we could, first was to protect the land. We thought this land, if it stays idle, then obviously it's not getting any value. And there's no reason for you to keep coming because that time we're all living and working in Nairobi. So around 2010, between 2010 and 2013 is when we decided to first grow the fruits. And now that gives you a reason to be coming home every weekend. Fortunately for us, we're only about 120 kilometers from Nairobi. So it's easy to come on a Friday evening, spend time on Saturday and drive back, head back to Nairobi on Sunday. So I think that was the time. But in 2015, then my partner and I sat down, we did some calculation, and we took a conscious decision for him to stop working. And from that time, 2015 up to today, he's no longer working in the city. He's based full-time in the farm, protecting, growing, and taking care of the production. Yeah.
And now, after you guys made this conscious decision,
yes,
what changes did you experience, both in maybe your partnership journey
yes,
and also individually?
Okay. I think living up country is a very big shift. First of all, you're more relaxed. I think, I don't know whether it's the environment or the air or just the peace and the silence. You're able to communicate even better. You're not stressed. You're not rushed. You're not anxious. I think in the cities, there's a lot of anxiety. You wake up every day. First of all, you're fighting the traffic. You're not sure what will happen. But here, it's very peaceful and you plan your time. So we know from 6 o'clock in the morning to about 10 a.m. we are active, we are doing the scouting, we are doing everything. After that, you can actually just sit down. And for you, Lynn, luckily you've come also during the harvest period, so you'll be able to witness a bit of harvesting. Harvesting happens a little bit manually, but so far so good. So once we do the harvesting and the grading by evening, by 2, 3 o'clock we are done and we just settle down. And in terms of family, it helps grow the bond because you have more time. Which if you're working in let me say in an urban setting, it doesn't have to be Nairobi, it can be any of the big towns. There's very little time for even families to just come together. But at home, you have plenty of time because there's no pressure to run anywhere. If it's whatever economic activity you're doing it right in the farm or in the homestead. So it very much improves the quality of life. Even some of the diseases that you have started experiencing, maybe your knees are hurting a little bit.
Oh, tell me about it.
Your knees are hurting a little bit, you wake up with a constant headache. When you go to a place where that pressure is not there, your body immediately you start to feel the change.
Yes.
Yeah, you're more at peace. You sleep better. Definitely, the sleep quality is better. I think the quality of air. You're just relaxed. You're in your natural setting. So very rewarding, very peaceful, and I'd say it makes you very happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know the people who are following this journey, one of the challenges that I'm experiencing, even in the comment section, when people are sharing maybe a bit of struggles and challenges here and there, is like, Lynn, how do we just leave the urban setting and go back to the village? Like, did you experience any challenges, and how did you tackle those challenges?
Okay. So most people, I would say, maybe apart from the Gen Zs,
Yes.
were born in a rural setting somewhere in Kenya or somewhere, because I know your channel is wide. You are not necessarily born in a town.
Yeah.
So the rural urban migration happened. Maybe your parents moved, and that way you were kind of led away from home, and the land was left home unutilized. It's not an easy journey because of all this, I think, kind of life that we're looking for in town, where there's everything. So we have electricity, we have running water, we have now, in the age of internet, Wi-Fi was a big thing. So those are some of the things that might have made people not necessarily want to stay in the villages. But today, every single service you want, banks are here. If it's Wi-Fi, it's right in your home. If it's electricity, thanks to previous leadership, we've had electricity come right to the homesteads. So it's time for people to go back. I think another negative aspect that might have come as a result of the migration is that we all fled to the urban towns, and now unemployment is a very big issue. Many young people have gone to school, have very good grades, but there is no employment that they can find. If they just took a minute and sat down and thought to go back and do whatever economic, it might not be planting oranges, it might be planting bananas, it might be growing even other types of vegetables, yeah, because urban centers don't traditionally produce food. So food will always come from the rural areas. Let's go home, grow whatever needs to be grown, produce it, and sell it to the other places where that particular product might not be found. And that also gives you a way of making an income. Yeah. Then employment doesn't have to be the only way, because we all can't be employed. We've seen year on year the influx from people coming from colleges is growing higher and higher. There's less and less employment. AI has now come. It's even going to cut away more jobs. So we have to find other ways, innovative ways of keeping ourselves busy and having a life outside of what has been sold to us traditionally. And I remember from your first video, we said, you said that he who feeds you controls you.
Yes.
So if you allow someone else to feed you, whatever narrative they sell you, they will always control you, because there's a risk of, if I don't feed you, then where will you go? But if you feed yourself, then you have freedom. Yes.
And I think what you're saying, he who feeds you controls you, not even in terms of them feeding you, also in terms of quality. I think you saw me and my team make a joke and we were like, man, hii paipai ni tamu, you know? What do you think is happening to our food? I even saw a conversation happening on X. Sorry guys, it's a bit windy, we are in nature. But I had a conversation happening in X and people were like, tomatoes are no longer the same. By the way, nyanya squeezy yours inazeeka. So like the skin starts, you have wrinkles in the skin of a tomato, but it's not really going bad. It's not rotting. It just grows old, right? So what do you think is really happening with our food?
We are no longer growing food traditionally, the way our shoshos used to grow it on a piece of land around the house or by the riverside. You just go and plant it and let it grow. Now we are forcing it to grow, I think, very unnaturally.
Yes.
Yeah, a lot of fertilizer and things that are not, so that we fasten the process, yeah, to get to our end goal faster. But again, it's not natural. Yeah, so.
You personally, how are you doing it? Are there changes that you're implementing to make sure that whatever you're producing, because part of the people who are watching, I know they will really be interested even in the fruits that your farm produce, but what are you doing differently to make sure that what reaches the end consumer is quality, not just quantity?
So in terms of growing the fruits, we grow it on natural soil. The piece of land where we've grown the oranges is pure red soil. And what we don't use any chemical fertilizers. We use just manure, regular manure. It's quite heavy now. We need almost 10 to 15 tons of manure every 2 to 3 years. And we are rain fed. We rely on rainfall. we are hoping that one day we shall be in a place where we can have our own borehole, then kind of be able to control production and irrigation. Yeah.
And I love that you said you are rain-fed, because another misconception or stereotype about Makueni or Ukambani, it is dry. You know, people might think that such things don't even grow here because, again, we've been taught to not love where we come from. So there are a lot of misconceptions around even certain areas. Could you sell Makueni to our audience, maybe, so that even if someone feels like they would want to come and just settle here, could you walk us through Makueni? Because, man, we are so impressed. It's absolutely beautiful. Walk us through maybe the challenges, the pros and cons.
Okay. So Makueni is classified as an ASAL, an arid and semi-arid land. But I would say rainfall has not been very reliable over the years. But from 2019, El Nino started happening. And when El Nino happens, if you have terraced your farm, so let me say the one thing that you need to do, if your land is flat or plain, please do some terracing, because terracing helps break the flow of water and controls and kind of helps with seepage, and that water is held in the land. It doesn't all flow away. So that's the one thing that has helped us on this farm, the terracing. So when it rains, you have like 1 month of intense rainfall. Believe it or not, Lynn, it is able to take us for 6 months without irrigating one single tree.
Wow.
Yes. And then at the far end of the land, there is a small stream. It's not permanent, but when it rains, then it holds water. So that's the water we use. We pump it and we use it for farm use and also for home use. So if you're in a place where you can lock in the little water that you have, even from the rivers, there's a way that people just go and they kind of block the water and it doesn't flow away. You can use it to irrigate even for vegetables, and short-term crops. You can use that what you have. Makueni is not, everyone who comes to Makueni is amazed, because like now it is very green. You won't believe it. We are sitting right smack in the middle, in January, and it's still very green. Very good, very viable and very arable. Yeah, you can come here and you'd just be happy. Not only socially, but also in terms of activity. There's a lot of people who are doing chicken farming, so they're keeping poultry, others are keeping goats, others are keeping cows, and growing different types of foods. So Makueni, anything can happen. You know the famous, we have a mango processing plant not too far from here. That also is a way to encourage farmers to be able to, any surplus that they have, they can take it there for value addition and to avoid the produce going to waste.
All right.
The other thing I'd like to say to Makueni farmers is that we should come together. If we are together, we can have a very, like a good force and be able to go to the market, rather than each of us like fighting on their own.
Do you think that's a challenge with us as Africans, lack of unity, especially when it comes also to the value add we offer our crops?
Yes, we do. There's disunity, and there's, I think people have different pressure to sell. So like now, if my fruit is ready and you come and tell me, let's start a circle or a group where we can kind of control the price, and we say, today we'll sell at price X and not Y. If you're under pressure for money, you will sell at a lower price. The person who can hold on will hold on and sell at a higher price. But I always feel that if we come together, we can achieve much, much more.
Beautiful. Walk me through your farm. How did you settle into planting what you plant here? And also maybe if you feel free to share, what's the size of your farm and what exactly do we have in this farm?
Yeah, I'm happy to share. So as I said, so historically, maybe 2-3 generations ago, oranges were typically grown here. So the pixie variety came maybe 15 years ago. I don't think it's anything more than that. And we were just told that it's a variety. It was brought by one of the larger pixie farmers from this region. He says he brought the budding from South Africa, and it grew here, and then he sold the idea to other farmers, and we took it on. So the size of the land, we are sitting on about 30 acres. What is under plantation is about half of that land. We have quite a number of pixie trees, oranges, Hass and Fuerte avocados is about 300. But we are currently, because now it's January, so it's going to be the dry season, we are currently clearing another piece of land, maybe another 10 acres, so that we can start planting another round of trees that will go. for another 20, 30 years. So the lifespan of an orange tree can be anything from 10 to 50 years, depending on how you take care of it.
Yes.
So this is kind of a generational project. You start it, it's taken over by your children, and it carries on. Yeah, so that's the size of land.
All right. Talking of generation, your son is watching this even as we film there, and I know he's in his 30s.
Yes.
And he was just having a conversation with me, and he said, Lynn, me, I have completely decided I'm also joining my parents in this venture.
Yeah.
How was that like for you as a parent? And were there challenges? Like, did you convince him to, or did your actions make him convinced?
I think it's more my actions, because so when the oranges started producing maybe 7 or 8 years ago, I'd come on the usual weekend, carry some and go back with them to Nairobi. And because we are doing a kind of a hawking model where we sell from place to place, I'd involve him in the business when he was just finishing high school and going into college. So I'd tell him, you go this route and I go this. So that way he only got interest. Okay, first I think he was compelled. It wasn't interest. It was like, I've said you go this route and I'll go this route. But with time, I think he started to see that it's actually enjoyable. You know, you're selling a product that many people enjoy, fruits especially, and also with children. So young people will, people with young children and young families will always buy fruits. So I think he got the encouragement from there, and I've done it constantly over that period of 7, 8 to 10 years. So he finished his college and he went to work. Then we came home one holiday, and we are still doing it. So the only, maybe I'd say, a little bit of a gap in pixies is that they don't go all year round. So we have 2 seasons in a year. So you can sell January, February, March, then there's a break. Then you start again maybe June to around August or September.
Okay.
So he went the usual way, finished college, go look for work. So we came home one holiday. And so he was telling me about work and targets and all of this. And I asked him, just do a calculation. Now that you've sold, you've seen how much you can potentially make. Do you think employment is better, or you can employ yourself? He told me, I think I can employ yourself. I told him, fine, so go and start. And I'm very, very happy that him and his wife have now taken on the challenge full time. Him is doing it full time, and he's enjoying. And he's become now entrenched in the process, because there's also a lot of back-end processing that goes to before the fruit comes. He's taken an interest in every area, so that in the next generation, when we hang our boots, then we are sure that they can flow with the farm activities right from the beginning to the end.
As a parent, how important is that for you to know that even no matter what happens and maybe we exit this world, my child has something going on for himself?
It's very, very important. I think as ourselves, we are the last ones to join the bandwagon. If we watch other people from other communities, they start training their children from a very early age. Whatever the business is, even if they're just selling batons, that generation 4, 5 or 8, they'll just be selling batons, and they become excellent at what they do. Yeah. And they know that that vision that was carried by the founder will always go on. So it's very important to entrench your children and your family in what it is that you're doing. Then you know there's continuity, even after maybe you're not able to do it anymore, or it's time for them to take over and you kind of retire and take a back seat. So very, very important that we should. And I want to encourage the young generation. Go back to wherever it is that you came from. There is a piece of land somewhere. Go start. Think of what it is you can do. Turn it into something productive, and you'll enjoy it. Yeah.
That's so great to hear, because I know parents are always really scared of, man, even if we are not here, what will our child do? So just even seeing you encouraging him and him taking up this initiative is a beautiful thing to witness. But allow me to ask this for the people who are watching and they would love to grow pixies, avocados, pawpaws, etc., etc. How do you find the market for yourself? Because I think one of the challenges also that we will encounter when we are going back to the village, I have planted, I'm farming whatever I'm farming, right? Because at the end of the day, you are not farming for it to rot in the garden. So how is that market process like for you, and what challenges have you encountered, and how have you been able to navigate that?
Okay. Let me start with challenges. So challenges, there's no defined like go to market. You have your produce, it's up to you. If you want to sell it to a middle person who will come and buy from you and go and take it elsewhere. If you want to do it direct, which is what we are doing it direct to several, both retail and a little bit of wholesale.
Okay.
The challenge is on pricing because it's not regulated. So today you can sell at 10 shillings, tomorrow you can sell at 20 shillings. And then it becomes, and that also, the pricing is based also on quality.
Yes.
So the higher the quality, the higher the price. If your quality is not right, then the bigger buyers will shy away from you. So maintaining the consistency of the product and its quality equals a fairer and a better price.
Yes.
If you don't have access to the markets, like many people would grow a product and they don't know how to take it to Nairobi or Mombasa, for instance, then you'd have to rely on a third party to take it for you, and that's where now the challenge comes, because you find, I think farmers are more often than not treated unfairly. The price that they're given is not the correct price for them, because they're actually producing. So they should probably be compensated a little bit better. But in terms of challenges, I'd think that sometimes the weather, it can be very hot, and that affects fruit.
Yes.
If it's very dry, then you lose a part of the produce. But again, that can be mitigated by irrigation and other interventions. But yeah, it's a rewarding journey all in all. Those that want to plant, I know many. So what we've also decided from the end of last year is that we'll be hosting some kind of farm tours for those who are interested. We've gotten a number of inquiries. So it wasn't well structured, but we've structured it in a way where we think we can handle both individuals and small teams.
Good.
And we've structured the visit. So you can come and have like a couple of hours, you can have a half day, or you can have a full day, where we give you an extensive tour of the farm. We take you through the process of the planting, the taking care, and what to expect from year 1 to 2, year 2 to 3, and maybe in the 4th and 5th year where you'll start seeing some kind of return. So that is something that we've structured from 2026 now. Yeah, because I think it's important also to share the learnings. We sometimes make it sound very easy that I'll bring you pixies. It has taken us 10 years to get here, Lynn. So there's a lot of investment that has gone in, both in time, energy, resources, learnings, and also mistakes. Some things we've had to unlearn completely and kind of start relearning.
Love that, love that, love that. Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, some you have to unlearn completely and then kind of follow up, and relearn. And it's okay to make mistakes. And then you kind of learn from them. And instead of waiting for you to enter the same pit hole, I'll tell you, avoid this one and go this route.
Good.
You'll avoid that mistake which we encountered, maybe because we didn't know, or we chose a shorter route, which might not have benefited you.
And as Maya says, when you know better, you do better. I love the idea of farm tours. I think for me, I've been in several farm tours or seen people do farm tours. People have hosted before, and I think people actually learn a lot on the ground. So that is absolutely great. But another person would be watching this and they're like, okay, Lynn, I want to go back to that piece of land, but I'm not a farmer. I don't want to farm. Lynn, me, I want to just be baby girl, chill there, outside, just watch the stars. Maybe do a bit of kitchen garden here and there, but I don't want to go through all this process, right? What else would you encourage people to do with the soil?
Grow food. I think short-term foods. You can do short-term staple, depending on the area, because again, our country is some places do very well with certain kind of food, and they don't do well with others. So for example, we know a place like Kisii, you can get very good bananas, very good avocados. So whatever it is that does well in your area, you can start from there, and there is demand. If you go to Nairobi today, there are barely any avocados in the market. So the people in Kisii will tell you, I have these avocados and they're just rotting in their farm. They don't know where to take them. So if they have got young people especially, my message would be to the young people, find that gap, that area that has not been addressed. If the farm that you have at home, be it your parents or you've invested in the piece of land, find out what it is that grows in that area, go and grow it. Or if you don't, the way you're saying, some are baby girl, they're not interested, you can and ask someone for help. So I've seen like here, there are few people who are very knowledgeable in growing citrus. They can help you walk the journey. But as an owner, I always tell owners, please take an interest. Don't just invest and wait for someone else to do it for you. A business that is run by an owner is very different, but that which has been delegated to an employee or a third party. Take an interest so that also it's your time and it's your energy and your resources are going in. So take an interest in that item. If it's avocado that can do well, doesn't matter how small, it can be a 50 by 100. Go dig some holes, plant. in a few years, you will see a return, and just be consistent at it. Because again, like anything, if it's a plant like this one, if you don't tend it, it will dry or it will be affected by disease.
Yes.
If you take an interest, whatever you watch, it will grow and it will flourish. Yeah. So that would
Are
be
you
my-
happy you took a chance on this
I
30
am.
acres piece of land?
I am. I am.
Mentally, what has changed?
Mentally, freedom.
Please,
Freedom.
please, capital letters, freedom. Yes, freedom from what?
Mentally, freedom from the hustle and bustle and
Yes.
fighting with traffic. And the only traffic I fight with is a few goats that are
Hey, come
sitting
on
on
now.
the road.
Hey.
Freedom from that.
Yes.
Freedom to choose. So today I want to harvest. I'll harvest for 3 days. For the rest of the week, I'll be chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Relaxing.
And I'll be waiting for the people in Nairobi to do their thing.
Yes.
And in the evening, they'll send me a report and tell me what has been done. And I think freedom to choose. I'm not bound by anybody's rules, anybody's time. The time is mine. What I choose to do with it is entirely up to me. And I want to make the best of it so that it accords me that freedom as and when I wish.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is the money good in farming?
The money is good,
Yes.
depending on what you did at the beginning.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
good.
if you put in money and then you disappear and you hope that in year 5 you'll come and harvest, you will harvest nothing. If you put in the money, put in the time and the energy and follow through and you have produce, if you have produce, the money is there.
Yes.
The demand is there.
You have to be intentional.
You have to, exactly.
And you have to be present.
Yes, you have to
as well.
Exactly. You have to. Let's go back and reclaim our soil. We've left it unattended for too long. And I mentioned this to you earlier that there are people in this country who have been doing farming quietly for many, many years.
Yes.
Many of them are very large exporters and they don't talk to anyone and they don't tell you what they're doing. They don't share their stories. Maybe they see that we like to go and do other things, but we lease them our 50-acre piece of land for 10 to 20 years as we go and look for employment. When you come back to that land, that person has minted their millions and they walked away. And even when they leave whatever it is that they invested, you still don't take care of it. You still want to sell and run and go and enjoy somewhere else. Let's be intentional. Let's copy those people who are exporting flowers, those people who are exporting vegetables. What is it they're doing that we don't know? They're coming to Kenya, some from other countries where they don't grow anything. They come and they see all this land that we are willing even to sell for a song, because either we don't know or we don't want to put in the work. So you sell it or you lease it and you go and sit somewhere.
Yes.
That person, they mint their money and they walk away.
Good.
Completely.
And,
Yes, and we know them. And there are many stories. And kudos to them because they've taught us a thing or two that we were completely blindsided. Yeah.
But now it's time.
Now it's time for us to go back.
We will be the flower growers, we will be the corn growers, we will be the tea growers, the coffee growers. And what you are saying is absolutely insane because, I mean, you are driving around and you see all these greenhouses and they don't even belong to us. But the soil, the foundation, everything there is ours.
We own the land.
We own the land.
Yes.
Then you wonder why can't we see the value in this particular soil? So I love that there's a great awakening that is happening, and I love that people are actually taking actionable steps to make sure that they also understand the value of that particular soil. So thank you for that also, because I'm so tired. I'm tired of people from I don't know where coming, leasing our land in thousands of acres, you know. So why I love focusing on these stories the way you're saying is so that you can encourage another woman, another man out there and show them that, you know what, take that property, anza na chenye utaanza nayo lakini protect it. No matter the cost.
Protect the land and don't sell the land. You are better off leasing than selling because once you sell, it's gone. Go back, and that person who wants to lease and do something, that's something that they want to do, go and do it yourself. Go and try it yourself. If you're restrained, maybe in terms of knowledge or capacity, find people who can do it, because there are investors out there who are just waiting for opportunity.
Yes.
If they see something they can invest in, they'll invest. Find out what it is and take an interest yourself, so that you don't say, oh, we are struggling, we don't have this, we don't have the other, but you have even 5 acres of land that is completely unutilized. And that's where the conversations of niuzie hii shamba, that's where it starts, because they are saying, you're not doing anything, you're not even living on the land, you don't even have a structure on the land, but you're renting somewhere else. Yeah. So come back, put your energy, put your resources, invest in that piece of land. It will pay you back.
Good.
It will.
Yes.
Yes.
Away from the fruits, the food that you are consuming.
Yes.
Are you planting your own food? Are you farming your own food
Yes.
from the ground up? And how has that been like for you?
We grow our own food,
Yes.
mostly staple foods, maize, beans. Vegetables have been a bit of a challenge, as I said, because of the unreliable rainfall. But it's something that someone can do because we have pieces of land that are just along the rivers. So you can grow vegetables, and many of the locals do grow their own food both for their own consumption and for selling. So it's been all right. The only challenge sometimes it's when the rain doesn't fall, then it's a challenge. But we try, because also we have got employees that we need to feed. So we are very conscious that we have to grow food for our own use, and it's mostly just for our own consumption that we don't do commercially.
Yeah. And we're also not telling, because we need all professions. We need the bankers, we need the teachers, we need the pilots. We're just saying, even as you try and do that, you are definitely one day you will want to go back to a place you can call home. And the time to start being intentional about it is right now. Yes. I appreciate you. This has been such a beautiful conversation to have. Mi nasikia tu nimalize hii show, nitafute kabase kangu pale, I just chill. But obviously there are people who would want to order these fruits from you.
Yes.
Me, I don't think now I will have another person to give me pixies. Mi nitakuanga, nuko na zimeiva, you know. But I know obviously there are so many people watching this and they would want to get some of your products. This is not an ad, but would you please tell them how to find you? Do you sell seedlings as well? What do you just offer fruits from the farm?
Okay. So is it okay for me to give a number?
Yes, please. Even an email
at
yahoo.com. Yes.
Okay, fantastic. So we have a registered entity. It's called Forever Fruits, and there is a number. So it's 0795 377 978. And that one, you get in touch with the person who is in charge of logistics, supply, and you can always agree. And I think there's an email address, info@foreverfruits.com, that you can contact us also. So seedlings we haven't started, but we know the people that propagate good quality seedlings.
Beautiful.
And rather than all of us doing the same thing, I'd rather focus on fruits. And that person, I don't want to compete with them because it's unnecessary. We know who the good propagators are, and we can always refer. In fact, one of the things I think we'll also do as we do our farm tours, we can encourage them to come and display some of their seedlings here, so that if somebody wants to buy, either they can get them here or we can direct them to where they can go and they can get their seedlings from. Yes.
Great. Thank you for those. I love when the contact details come straight from the guest, so that people can even just be easy and they know this is credible information.
It is.
And I got this number from Anne herself. But I want to give you this opportunity to speak to our African brothers and sisters. As we are Pan-Africanists to the core, we care about Africans. We will not stop caring about Africans. We are Africans, and Africa is actually our business. So I want to give you this moment, maybe looking at that camera, talk to our African brothers and sisters, whatever message you have for them, this is the time.
Fantastic.
Yes.
Thank you, Lynn. So our brothers and sisters, let us go back to mashambani. What was sold to us previously is that we must leave the shamba. There's nothing happened there. Let's go to the towns and all struggle there. Let us go back and invest in whatever it is that can give us a good quality of life. And I say again, not only so economically, but also socially, embeds us back to the society. And let's get entrenched in reclaiming our land. Once again, especially the young people, let's go back. It will pay off. It will pay off, and it will increase the value of the land. Land that is sitting bare and land that has a few trees on it, the value is completely different. And that's how we'll transform our country.
Yes.
I think day by day and step by step.
One story at a time.
Kabisa.
Yes, I
Yes.
appreciate you once again
Thank
for
you.
being very inviting to me and my team. It's been an amazing time coming. I've been here before, but I think this is not this part, but easy to my area.
Okay.
Yeah, but I really love just coming and interacting with people like you. You've encouraged me. I think where we are at our farm, I think we can be able to put a few pixie trees there, a bit of hass. I am going to do everything. But obviously, I know soil testing and you understanding the area you are in is very important. So obviously, we are very cautious about what grows well in our area because again, as you're saying, these are some of the mistakes that we do not want to make. But you being a pixie expert, maybe a question that someone would ask before we wind up is, Lynn, can I grow pixie everywhere or which areas does it do best?
So pixies, that's an interesting question. Pixies, even in Makueni County, don't grow in the entire county.
Yes.
They grow in it's a fairly small area. So what I'm not sure of is whether that's attributed to the soil or what is because I've tasted pixies from another part of the country and they're not as sweet as from the hot areas. So if you go Taita, Makueni, then here they are very sweet. And I think it's because of the high levels of sunshine or heat. Growing them in a cold area, I don't think they'll do well.
Yeah.
I know someone who has tried in Meru Central, as opposed to a place like Tharaka, which is hot. So Tharaka has got similar climatic conditions like here. But that tangy sugar is not as high as what comes from Makueni.
Yeah.
So maybe that's attributable to the soil and the heat. Yeah,
We'll keep learning.
We'll keep learning.
And unlearning and
And
telling
relearning.
people where they
Yes.
can do best.
Yes.
That's a kibarua umetupatia.
Kabisa.
So I'm sure even as we progress with this conversation, we'll be able to answer that. But thank you so much.
Thank you.
Looking forward to just coming back here and now not to have a conversation, but to eat as many fruits.
You're
Eat
welcome.
as many fruits as I can.
Yes.
And once again, I really do appreciate you for the warm welcome that you've given our team, and to you guys for joining in me. The only reason I'm doing these conversations, by the way, it's because of the feedback that I'm getting from you. I know I have a lot of emails. I've answered to some of you, and we are definitely looking forward to having very beautiful conversations with people across the world. So the only reason I'm actually having these conversations is to encourage someone so that you can be able to see and say, if Anne and her family, they are doing this, then it's actually very possible for me to go back to that piece of property and just develop it, because as you can see, people are taking risks and the reward is amazing. Actually, her husband was just telling me, Lynn, you will never go wrong with farming. That is something that will never happen. It is a rewarding experience, and I wish everyone that is trying it all the best. My goal with these conversations is to make sure that we have a shift in mindset. I am so tired of us saying we are poor given the resources that are surrounding us. It is time for us to take back control of our land, our soil, and also of our identity. So that is actually my goal with these conversations, to bring you people who are taking a risk and people who are able to tell you, look at us, we are doing this. You can as well just take a risk and do it as well. So if you're interested also in getting some fruits from Anne, this is not an ad, but guys, I'm telling you, easy matunda ni tamu, for real. I can vouch for them. If you're interested, their contacts are on the screen, and they also have an email. Get in touch with them. Follow them also on TikTok. You'll be able to see the rest of her family on TikTok. Follow them and also just engage with them, or even book that farm tour. So thank you. It's my time to leave Makueni, but I've had quite an amazing time, and also to the incredible team that comes with me hapa kwa field. I really do appreciate you. Please remember, I am aware that not all of us have ancestral lands that we can be able to call home. that does not escape my mind. Personally, as we didn't have, we went out and we looked for a piece of property and we purchased it. And I'm also aware, by the way, not all of us are fortunate enough to say, mi nilitoka Muranga, acha nirudi Muranga, kuna shamba yangu. I know that is not the case for everyone, and that is why we've partnered with incredible people such as Hekalu Properties, who are bringing you credible properties. So if you are looking into owning a piece of land to go settle, to go build, to go grow your own food, talk to Alfred and his team at Hekalu Properties. We have great properties in Konza, and we'll be bringing you more properties from across the country. Get yourself one if you are able to, no pressure at all. And remember, one thing I love about Hekalu, they have the borehole, they have the roads, they have the fence, there's electricity. So ukiingia hapo, by the way, wewe yako ni kuingia na kuanza kufanya 1, 2, 3. Sawa sawa. So talk to them, and I wish you all the best in your slow, intentional, and conscious living journey. All right. My name is Lynn. Share your journey with us. info@lnn.digital. You can be able to share a summary of your story there, and who knows, we could be coming to your area to encourage people with what you are also doing with your property. Sawa. All right. See you next time. Okay. Bye bye.